Did you know that porn is literally changing your brain? The structure of your brain, if you are watching porn, especially on a daily basis, is changing. And that means you are setting yourself up for a life of hardship and problems. I'm going to explain to you why. My name is Nakula Das and I am the general of the Semen Retention Army and sex guru for the modern man. I want to share with you what porn does to your brain so that you can make a wise decision in whether you want to watch it or not. Let's dive into it. So porn is changing the structure of your brain every time you watch it. What happens is massive amounts of dopamine is released into your system, which first of all damages your dopamine receptors. Now, dopamine is not a bad thing. Dopamine's a good thing. So it's not, dopamine is not a problem. The problem is the way that you're getting your dopamine. Nature gave you a reward system called dopamine. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel accomplished, and it makes you want to go get more. For example, the thing that drives the most dopamine in your body is sex. Hence, nature has said that the most precious thing is sex. The thing that you can do to please nature or your body the most is have sex. But for what purpose? The purpose is for reproduction. Now, as human beings, we express sex on many different levels. And we also exploit sex, and this is what pornography companies are doing. They're exploiting it. Because they figured out that sex is the most basic motivator, what they also realize is that nature will help a man become stronger mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually when he abstains from sex and he keeps that sex energy within himself. Now, what the Taoists and certain sects of the yogis figured out was that they could still have sex, but as men, they could have non-ejaculatory sex to cultivate their sexual energy. And this cultivation of sexual energy would actually enhance their physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual lives. It was a way to actually evolve. And that sex and ejaculation should be regulated. Now, sex necessarily doesn't have to be regulated, but definitely ejaculation. Now, some guys who are deeply in the spiritual path, they're gonna abstain from sex. But the average man, which is who I work with inside the Semen Retention Army, is men who are having sex lives, married, in relationships, but they understand that they need to get control of it because it's taking over their lives. Now, the reason it's taking over their lives is because they've been watching porn for so long, and porn has rewired their brain and rewired their dopamine receptors. It's damaged them, because this is what porn does. Porn takes that basic motivation to go get sex and all the qualities and all the success that has to come with it. Because to have good sexual opportunities, you have to be a great provider, a great protector. And the more you do that, the more sexual opportunities come your way. So what they've done is they've taken that basic motivation and they've tricked the brain by thinking that the brain is getting sex or it's having the same stimulations through pornography. So when you watch pornography, all of that desire to go protect, to go provide, to go achieve, all goes away because you're tricking yourself thinking, hey, I already got it, so I don't need to do all that. But a man who regulates his sexual life, who puts control over his ejaculation, unconsciously will be pushed to provide, to succeed, to have more masculine qualities. He'll become more emotionally connected. He'll become more connected spiritually. Why? Because the nature will literally evolve him and drive him that way to make him more attractive. But as more men in our age, almost every single man is watching porn. The more of us that are doing it and ejaculating, all of that sexual desire and energy is all lost in porn. Your brain over time begins to rewire itself to becoming more attracted to the porn star than a real woman. And because a porn star will never love you, will never support you, will never fulfill you emotionally, will never be your best friend, she can't do any of that. All she can do is give you a 5-minute good time on a screen. And all she's doing is taking, not she, but the whole company and the whole industry is taking your money. But more importantly, their money, they're weakening you and they're taking your mind. They're literally taking your mind because they're rewiring your brain to constantly want more dopamine, but not in a way that's natural, like the way that God or nature set it up, which is by getting things done, by providing, by protecting. Then you feel great. That's what men in the no-fat movement figured out. And they figured out that the more they stop masturbating and the more they stop jerking off to porn, actually the more they get laid, because the more sexual opportunity comes to them. And what men in the semen retention movement, they've taken it up, like myself and the guys that I work with. We don't just quit porn, but we take it up to the sexual alchemist level, where we actually consciously reignite and cultivate that energy to put it towards its natural expressions. Porn rewires your brain to keep seeking fake reward. But at what cost? Your mind, your health, your spiritual connection, if you believe in that. And even if you don't, I've seen men who naturally, when I say spiritual, I'm not talking about a religion, I'm talking about understanding your inner or invisible world and how it plays out into this physical material world, the world of senses. You are literally convincing yourself that you're a Casanova, that you're the top of the sexual hypergamy food chain. But the reality is, if you're watching porn every day and jerking off every day, you're at the bottom because you're not getting sex. You're getting a fake stimulation that's weakening you and helping you become more addicted and more subtly compliant to the bullshit. You comply with a job. Compliance isn't just complying, let's say, to a government or to a boss. It's when you settle for less than what you're made of. You settle for a job with shitty pay that you know you're above, but you don't have the energy to go and rather start your own business or get that promotion. You settle for relationships or partners or women that are beneath what you are designed for and meant for. You throw away your values and your morals for a quick fix of energy release. And because of that, you lack motivation, passion, conviction, which are what makes men attractive and what makes you successful as a man and what makes this world steady and stable. Quitting porn is not just for you, but it's literally for humanity, because we need men to be responsible, strong men and do their duty in the family household now more than ever, as our society is put under pressure. So if you want to dive deeper, there's tons of research. I'm doing a webinar called How to Quit Porn, where I'm going to go deeper into the science and how it restructures your brain, where I'm going to take these concepts and go further. It's going to be a 1-hour training seminar. I'm also going to show you some breathing exercises and techniques that you can use to stop watching porn, take those urges and transmute it into more productive activities so you can get your finances, your health, your relationships, or whatever goal that is important for you together. You're going to have an abundance of energy. So go register for the webinar. Protect your mind, your health, your brain, and our civilization. And yes, I am that serious about it, because porn has been weaponized and it is weakening us as a civilization. So protect us by doing your part, which is quitting porn, walking away from that, feeling good about yourself again, and being the man that nature designed you to be. I'll see you in the next video.